the interwebs! It is I, back with another Burn and Learn. A sad Burn and Learn today. Burn and Learn, by the way, is my bid to stay alive and fit long enough to raise my amazing son, who goes back to school tomorrow. And that's making me a little blue, I gotta say. And to enjoy the coming twilight years with my brilliant, beautiful wife, Jane, who's probably gonna launch back into her work stuff tomorrow, so also makes me feel a little lonely. I hate exercise. It's boring. It's dull. Can't stand it. Can't stand it. So I like to learn something while I'm doing it, and then I like to share what I've learned with you in the sweatiest, miserable, grumpiest, and in this case, saddest way possible. An hour on the treadmill today. Jane and Bratlett had to run off and do some errands, and so I thought I shall leap into the fray onto the torture device. Did a full 60 minutes again. This Fusion 360, the mechatronics stuff, basically how to design and build a robot arm in the 3D software. And then we're just getting to the part now where we're putting in joints and it's allowing it to move and importing the actual components from the manufacturers into your 3D design, so you get all the parts sort of flowing beautifully together and stuff. I really can't wait to start playing with this stuff, because between that and the 3D printer and hopefully some CNC stuff, this is some really neat stuff that we could be doing. So even if it's just designing it in a virtual sense and seeing how it works in a virtual sense before we start building parts and things, which is probably makes the most sense. Generally, I think that's how it's done. I'm always last of the party on these things. But yeah, feeling a bit blue. I've got that post-vacation thing. Like I find the Christmas holidays are just a bit of a fuzzy nightmare. Because there's just so much going on, and there's just so much noise, and all the festive stuff. But it's been so much fun getting to just hang with Jane and hang with the kid and watch movies and play video games and just sort of chill together. I mean, some great games. We got Unstable Unicorns was one of the games we got from my sister in Scotland, and we've been loving that. And we've got Magic the Gathering. I don't know. It's just going to be. Who knew as an adult I would dread school as much as I dreaded it when I was a kid? I mean, and he's not, terribly looking forward to it, which always bugs me a little bit. There's a little part of me that goes like, I should be excited about going and like finding out stuff and hanging out with friends and doing all these things together, but school is still just not what it should be yet, and I don't know how to fix it. But as always, I'm trying. So anyway, so he goes back to school tomorrow. So I'll try to stay positive. It shouldn't be hard because I start Tech Bandits next week as well. Well, like this week coming up, depending on how you deal with Sunday. I always think of Sunday as the end of the week, but some people see it at the beginning. So this Friday, I have my first Tech Bandits, and I am bringing in the electric wheelchair, setting on its lowest speed setting, on its snail setting, and I'm gonna let the kids just try it out because I want them to get excited about the idea of assistive tech and what it means, and get some ideas of see what their preconceived notions are of people with disabilities and sort of accessibility tech and that kind of stuff. So just give them a sense of what we're going to be dealing with, hopefully get them excited about it, weed out anybody who doesn't want to do it, because someone goes like, wait a sec, we're not breaking things, I'm out of here, then they should be out of here. So because we are focusing on the accessibility stuff this year, probably entirely selfishly because it's what I'm interested in, but I do think the kids generally respond very well to the idea that they're creating things, or at least conceiving of things that could potentially actually help people, potentially even themselves in their old age, or my old age, as they do it. So I've had a lot of success with that so far. So I'm really hoping to sort of really capitalize on that and really sort of push the boundaries to see what they're interested in, what they're capable of, and where they'll go with this stuff. Because I think there are some great brains involved in this year's Tech Bandits. There's a couple that I've had before who are really, there's one woman, one girl, can I say girl? I mean, young woman who just came up with this whole fantastic water system just out of the original idea was to build a 3D printed tree to hold a couple of Nespresso pot planters that we made, pot planters. not growing marijuana with my kids. They're these little Nespresso pods, and I was using them as planters. I would just put little seedlings and things in it, and they would grow really nicely because that coffee is a wonderful soil. So I thought, we'll get them to design a little little 3D printed tree, and I thought it would be something very simple. She came up with this whole system with water and pumps, and I was out there buying little pumps and tubing and trying to get this thing to work with clouds that would drop and the water would recycle. And anyway, so she's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to seeing what she does with the assistive side of things. And I've got the Xbox controllers I'll be playing with. Actually, what am I saying? I'm going to miss my little guy hanging out with Bradley, but I do have a lot of things to play with, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I've got a Let's Talk Science thing coming up, both a video that I have to do, and also I'm going to go and see their. Unfortunately, I couldn't be a part of the actual training process. It's for educators, and I don't want to boot any educators just so some geeky actor can be a part of it. But I am going to go for lunch one day and meet everybody and see what they're doing, and maybe get a sense of the kits and stuff they're working with, and maybe to go home with a few of those kits as well. So I'm babbling totally. I guess it's the as Baz would say, the dolphins running through my veins, the endorphins that I've just had from 60 minutes. 60 minutes. I'm doing 60 minutes every other day. I'm quite happy about that. Anyway, so till we geek again, sweaty or not, here I come. Why do I say here I come? I should say here I go. Cheerio!